So I recently got this MechMaxx. It's one of the more affordable. I imagine it's made in China originally and then through a US distributor. It's a 48-inch flail mower with hammer blades, able to handle up to a 3-inch standing piece of brush in diameter. The quote-unquote stump of the brush could be up to 3 inches in diameter. I think that's going to be pushing it based on some experience, but that's what it's rated for. That's what it says, at least. It'll survive, but it'll chew it pretty slowly, and if you're running anything other than a pretty high-end, like 35 horsepower, this thing is rated for 15 to 35 horsepower. And my John Deere 425 is a 20 horsepower, so it's right in there. It's gas-powered, it's carbureted, so it's not as torquey as a new fuel-injected or diesel-powered X700 series, for example, like an X725 or an X758. But those, I believe, are the direct descendants of the 400 series, the 400, the 425, the 458, which is the diesel, if I'm not mistaken. And, does this turn the flail mower? Yes. Does the flail mower from MechMaxx, the 48-inch, is it fairly lightweight, despite the fact that the steel on it is pretty durable looking? Yes, it does, in fact, lift it up. It's underneath the weight rating of the 3-point hitch, the Class 0 3-point hitch, even on these compact garden tractors. Was I able to shorten up the PTO shaft enough to make the PTO adapter on the John Deere match up with the, it's a Class 1 to 3 PTO shaft on the MechMaxx? So will it all work? Yes, this John Deere can pick it up. I happen to run it with the snowplow on the front instead of the mower deck. That keeps the front end down a little bit more, as much as putting a ballast on the front. Use the snowplow, and it works just fine. It also, when I'm driving forward through this heavy brush, it makes sure that there isn't anything like a larger log, because the snowplow with the 425, it will move that log instead of just running over it with the tires, or eventually getting it wrapped up inside the flail mower. So it kind of clears the path for me, just make sure that no large branches have fallen in my way. There were a few where I started to see a branch moving out to the sides of the snowplow. I was like, I'll just go pick that up and set it aside for chopping into firewood later. So that's not the type of stuff I want to be hitting with the flail mower. I want to be hitting this heavy brush. And does it cut it? Yeah, it's a little slow on the 425, not gonna lie. This is sped up. I'm going significantly slower than this. I'm really glad I got the hydraulic drive. Really glad that this machine has everything that I really wanted, other than perhaps 4-wheel drive. Gas or diesel, doesn't matter to me. I'd like a more modern one, like the X700 series, which are fuel injected, and or diesel, sure, fine. But ultimately, as a two-wheel drive, hydrostatic, with PTO and front and rear lift, hydraulic, Class 0, but still, this mower, even though it comes with cotter pins that are in the Class 1 to 3 range, the Class 0 will lift the weight if you get some bushings around those thinner, I think it's 5/8 inch cotter pins. So it'll do it. And that's the neat thing about it. So I'm happy that this is very multi-purpose for me. I've already made some progress here. The mowed section was not mowed before. It was hard walking through that stuff. And now I'm able to just kind of go out and cut down some of those dead trees by walking straight to them instead of carving a path and tripping over whatever might be hidden in this heavy stuff. So thanks to John Deere, the front snow plow, and the MechMaxx mower for helping me clean up this property a little bit more for my eventual more park-like lawn and go-kart track. So we'll keep you all informed. I'll do some better, maybe some aerial before and after pictures as well. Do have a drone that I can use that for. But this is just a quick, did it hook up? Did it turn on? Did it work? Did it mow down some of this brush right off the bat? Yes, it did. So I'll stay in touch. Cheers.